I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and watch liberals cry and I scream to the top of my lungs, "Trump's still your president, get over it!"
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hope everybody is doing well. Well, we tried something different last video and holy shit, what a mistake that was. Probably the worst performing video I've put out in a long time, probably about a year. So you know what? If something is not broken, I guess I'm not gonna fix it. So we're hopping right back into the liberal lunatics. Let's get into it.
I love how I see all these posts about Zohran Mamdani being a communist. Meanwhile, I have communists in my DMs bitching and moaning about how Zohran isn't a communist. Like, which one is it, guys? Because if the communists don't claim this guy, how are you gonna claim he's a fucking communist?
I had to get a second job, and so I work at a grocery store part-time to supplement my main income. And most of the people at the grocery store earn $20 an hour. Which is below the poverty line, so a lot of them have SNAP or they qualify for SNAP. And they work really hard. So this argument about lazy people misusing SNAP is unfounded in my experience. And then people say like, well, then they need to just get a better job. So you're telling me that everyone working at the grocery store should get a better job. So then who is going to work at the grocery store and give you your groceries?
Hey Zohran, do you think I'm pretty? If you didn't have your badass wife, would you like me? I would move to New York. You can mayor me.
Super creepy, super cringy. I thought that this was possibly satire at first until that bang sound happened and she looked a little bit unsure of herself or whatnot. Young lady, if Zohran Mamdani seen this video, he would ask Trump for his cooperation in deporting you out of the country.
Yes, you can call it a compromise, but they told them to pay half of the SNAP funds and they appealed that. They're either out of money or just evil. It's like, we're not paying that. Which one is it? Did they spend the money somewhere else? Or is this like a deliberate attempt to cause civil unrest? Which one?
Attention all U.S. citizens. As I am recording this video, Donald Trump is preparing to illegally invade a foreign nation. He has no approval from Congress to invade Venezuela. To do so would be an act of treason. It is our right and our duties as U.S. citizens to use our Second Amendment rights to remove him from office if he proceeds with this illegal invasion. If boots are put on the ground in Venezuela, I implore you to rise up. We will not tolerate this tyranny in America. We did not tolerate it when King George taxed us without representation, and we will not tolerate it now. Veterans, remember your oath and prepare for anything.
All my life. If you want to make sure that no Trump-supporting misogynist men ever talk to you again, I have the perfect solution for you. I'm going to whisper this so that they don't find out, but you're going to cut your hair short. They hate it. Hate it. I had long hair all my life. It's been very interesting to see how much less I've been harassed and sexualized since cutting my hair short. It definitely weeds out a certain type of man, and I'm sure that many of you don't want to be associated with anyways. It's only those that have a lot of internalized misogyny want you to keep your hair long. Someone who truly loves you will not care the length of your hair. Sure, they might have their preference. That's always what the men come into my comments saying.
I prefer long hair. It's my preference. BBBBB. Don't you want your partner to find you attractive?
Don't you want your partner to be happy, fulfilled, feel like themselves? Is that less important than your attraction? Interesting. And for all those who will come into my comments, because you always do on posts like these, yes, I have a partner, he loves me, and yes, I am still marriage material even though I have short hair.
I don't know where you liberal women are getting your information from. Everybody's got their own different tastes and whatnot. Personally, I don't mind short hair. It doesn't really bother me whatsoever. If you really want to repel a Trump supporter, if you really want to repel away Maga, if you really want to keep away conservative men, all you have to do is just let them know that you're a liberal. Why would somebody who's sane and sound of mind want to be with somebody who's mentally ill? There's no way that we would ever choose willingly to spend quality time with somebody who has these type of worldviews. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to be a Trump fan. It's not what it means whatsoever. But as soon as you start talking about, hey, I'm, pro-choice and I don't really think pro-life is a thing, I don't really think that something that's in your belly at 6-7 months old is a human yet. That says right there, you know damn well that that's a human being inside of that belly, but you choose your own selfish ideology over that human life, forgetting that at one point you too were that 7-month-old fetus. There's just so many things when it comes to liberal women that are completely repellent to us. Do your big bulgy googly eyeball thing right away. We'll run down the street, we'll bail. If you ever find yourself being bothered by a conservative man or a Trump supporter and they know that you're a liberal, they simply just want one thing from you, maybe one time. They never want you coming back to their address ever again. If they gave you their phone number, it will be the wrong number the next day. So the moral of the story is, if you like your hair long, don't waste your time cutting it. There's so many other things that you can do to keep away Trump supporters. Just be honest. Let them know who you are.
I am not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I am trying to be a realist in one way. Is anybody else worried about Zohran Mamdani's safety now? Because all I can think about now is there's no way. There's no way that they are about to let this man take that seat. He is such a threat to capital for one reason, not even because he could actually undo the worst, fucking vestiges of American capitalism, but more so because of what he represents. Having a symbol like him who actually wins is so deadly to the corporatist machine that runs all of the Democratic Party and a small and, shrinking sliver of the Republican Party. Having a symbol that people can latch onto and catapult their own political visions from is so deadly potentially to them that I could see it, man. I mean, it's not like we haven't worked to make sure that other symbols of resistance movements, meet an early grave. Is anyone else worried about this?
Oh my God, the system that incentivizes grifting and psychopathic behavior is full of psychopaths and grifters? What?
I will never understand how anyone can still support a president that is refusing to pay low-income Americans their SNAP benefits, especially right before the holidays. He actually went so far as to have the Supreme Court stop the payments after 2 judges ordered him to pay SNAP benefits. Why do they want to starve children? Supporting somebody like that, you clearly have no morals. And if you still support him after everything he's done, you are point blank a bad person.
See, this is what you libtards don't get. We're not going to get into the whole discussion of whose fault is it that the government shut down. We've talked about that several times in the channel now already. These lower court judges do not hold power over the president of the United States. This is why Trump had it appealed, is to let these probably leftist appointed judges know that, hey, I do not have to follow your orders. I'm the boss, not you. The Supreme Court backed him up. And what happened after he backed him up? I seen videos yesterday of all sorts of people out there with EBT cards charged up again. Trump is never going to let these leftist judges give the optics to the American people that, hey, he's paying out SNAP benefits now because we ordered him to. You see, us Democrats, we saved you. He's never going to let those optics hit the eyes of the American people. He had it appealed, and all of a sudden you had people like this making their little videos like, oh my God, why does he want to starve everybody? But once it was made clear that no, Trump does not have to follow the order of these judges, all of a sudden some SNAP benefits get released on his own accord, making it very clear to the American people that yes, SNAP benefits were released, but not because of your Democrat appointed judges, because Trump did what he was able to do. But unfortunately, once again, if this government shutdown does not end funds are going to run out. There's only so many resources he can keep tapping into to feed people.
You will not find a more ignorant person than the one who complains about people receiving SNAP benefits, children being able to eat, and says nothing about Musk and people like him becoming the first trillionaire. Where do you think your tax dollars are going? How do you think he became a trillionaire?
Nothing says patriot and leader like asking the highest court in the land to help you starve your citizens. Shameful.
Prop 50 passed, Mamdani won, wokeism is back, and Mother is here to give you her mind virus. Yes.
For those of you that may not be aware, this weird looking this is Elon Musk's son turned daughter, I guess you can say now. This is the reason why Elon Musk went on a mission to destroy the woke mind virus. This is a reason why Elon Musk is no longer a Democrat. This individual right here is a good, strong reason as to why Elon Musk helped Trump win the 2024 election. You could even go as far as to say this is one of the reasons why we had Doge. We can thank Elon Musk's child here, one of his many children, but this is the mind virus one, as to why we discovered so much waste, fraud, and abuse. So you know what's funny? These are all things that the liberals and the Democrats, they can't stand about Trump, that they can't stand about Elon Musk. Yet, if you go way back to where the ripple effect started, it all comes back from the left. The left did all of this to themselves.
Hey, real quick, to be a billionaire is to be a failure. You failed your people.
It's pretty funny to watch this Missouri lady go, hey, New York City, when you regret your vote, don't come here. New York City pays 32% of Missouri's bills. New York City, 32% of the money Missouri takes in is from New York City to help that poverty-stricken shithole state run by Republicans. So anyway, yeah, get fucking bent, you weirdos in those shithole red states that continue to vote against your best interests, standing in food lines. Wear your fucking red hats when you're standing in those lines, motherfucker.
I came across this TikTok about the guy who has the list of everyone who attended Trump's Great Gatsby party the day he cut SNAP benefits. Why is this important, you ask? It's important because we, as a populace, should remember to visit their homes when ours are out of food. They have all the wealth and all the money and all the resources. So we should take our guillotines and prop up in their front lawns.
So now apparently there's somebody on TikTok who has the guest list of Trump's Gatsby party, of course. This sounds very similar to the time that apparently somebody on TikTok had photos or something of Mike Johnson from Grindr, that he was going to blackmail Mike Johnson if he doesn't do something by a certain time on a certain date, that he was releasing it all. I don't think anything ever got released. So if I was a liberal, I wouldn't really get your hopes up that any type of guest list from this Gatsby party is going to be released. And what is it with liberal men? How come you all sound the same? You all kind of look the same? Like, where did the masculinity go? And this isn't taking a shot at this individual being obviously gay. I mean, you could be gay and you could still be masculine. I just don't understand what's with the liberal side. You all sound and look the same.
The reason that I'll be single forever is because I'm bad at choosing. Like, it's fully a me problem. Don't worry, men are a fucking problem and you should give them no time and no attention, but my ability to choose is my problem, because every single guy that I have kept contact with after, like, you know, being friends with benefits or dating or whatever, anything beyond platonic friendship, every single one of them that I have talked to since then has told me while in a relationship with somebody else that, like, they still want to get with me. They would if they had the opportunity, right? They talk about how they've thought about me while they were with their partner, right? This is not to brag, by the way. This is just me, like, it's just factual information. So obviously any type of man that I'm attracted to is absolute fucking garbage.
So Kevin O'Leary goes on every single show known to man as a talking head to talk about how Mamdani's ideas are bad and terrible and will not work, and then acts completely shocked that Mamdani declines to meet with him. His millionaire card was declined.
I get a lot of hate for this, I know I will, but if I walked into a women's locker room at a gym facility or anywhere as a woman who was born with a vagina, and I saw a woman who was born with a penis standing in there, minding her business, getting ready for the gym, changing, showering, doing whatever the fuck she is supposed to be doing in that locker room.
Okay, 2-minute and 35-second long clip. I'm about 15, maybe 20 seconds into it, and I already had to pause it to cut this girl off here. Her argument is already flawed. If I'm a woman that was born with a vagina, you mean like most women, like 100% of other women, and in the locker room, there's a woman over there that was born with a penis. Women are not born with penises, and she's just doing whatever she's supposed to be doing in that locker room. Well, he is not supposed to be in that locker room in the first place. 20 seconds in, the argument's already lost. But I still have 2 more minutes to go. Let's see what else she has to say.
I would not bat a gosh darn eye. And why would you? Honestly, 100% honestly, why are women going into women's locker rooms and policing trans women's bodies?
My God, I only made it a few more seconds and I had to stop again. She wouldn't bat an eye if she's seen a trans woman in the locker room. Why are you, regular women, why are you policing trans women's bodies? They're not policing trans women's bodies. They don't want men in their locker room with them. Very simple. Let's see what else she has to say.
Why are women going into women's locker rooms, accidentally seeing a trans woman's penis, which she may have? Oh, crazy. Absolutely wild to think of that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not understand how it's weirder for you to walk into that locker room and start transvestigating a woman in there going, okay, she has a penis, but does she have breasts?
Okay, transvestigating. I'll give her a point there. That was kind of funny, but it's not weird at all for women, normal women that don't have penises, to be in their locker room and looking around, and when they see something schlonging and dangling around, wondering what the hell that thing's doing in there. That's not weird, I'm sorry. It's weird that there's a person that was born as a man who slaps on a bit of makeup and throws on a summer dress and thinks that they can call themselves a woman afterwards. It's highly insulting even to the mentally ill woman that's filming this video. No woman should be okay with this. We've been through videos like this time and time again, but every now and then I'll bump into somebody who wants to be a hero to the transgender community and speak to the camera lens like everybody else who's sane, somebody who's not a nutbag, thinking that they're the weird ones, that they're the ones who are a little bit crazy for actually questioning why we don't think it's okay that a man is inside the woman's locker room, that a man thinks he can play sports with women. If this whole transgender thing, you know how you guys want to defend it, oh, trans women are women, they should be able to play in women's sports. How come no trans men are ever playing in men's sports then? If that's the way it really is, if trans men are really men, how come they still compete in the women's leagues? How come we never see trans men in the men's locker rooms? How come they're still in the women's locker rooms? Can you liberals out there really not put this together, you know, with your amazing pattern recognition that you have? Is there something wrong here? How come the trans women still go in the women's locker rooms, but the trans men want to go in the women's locker rooms also? You guys aren't putting 2 and 2 together here? Oh my gosh, I'm only halfway through her clip. All right, let's continue her clip.
Okay, she has a penis, but does it look like she takes hormones? Does it look like she shaves her face? Does she have long hair? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And people are saying, oh, well, the woman, the trans woman in the situation must have been doing something like obscene or graphic. Okay, then tell someone. If that is truly the case, then tell someone, because that has nothing to do with that person's anatomy and everything to do with that person's behavior. I would hope to God, if you were walking into a women's locker room and you saw a woman who has a vagina performing certain acts on herself, that you would also go and tell someone. That's not exclusive to what your junk looks like. That's exclusive to your behavior and if you're a predator. And assuming that all trans women who are just in there minding their business, going about their day, that they're there to cause harm upon you, that is transphobia.
My gosh, I wanted to stop the clip, guys, honestly, probably 3-4 more times. But there's only so much of this lunatic woman that I can take. Liberal white women are truly the most toxic people in all of society. They don't even have other women's interests at heart. They truly only care about transgender people, anything that's anti-Trump, and kissing black women's asses. Now, I don't mean to sound hateful. That's not what I mean at all. They do it to themselves. Who would want to live with somebody like this? Who would want to choose a woman like this to be your mate? Who would marry a woman like this? Now, if this lady here were to watch my video back about how I'm responding to her clip, she'd look at, oh, this guy's a bigot. He's completely transphobic. No, I'm not a bigot whatsoever, and I'm far from transphobic. I just have common sense. I understand that a man cannot be a woman. I understand that a woman cannot be a man. Do I still think that they are human beings and that they deserve normal human rights like the rest of us have? Absolutely. Do they deserve special rights where they can go into the man's bathroom or the woman's bathroom, just depending on how they feel that day? Hell no. If you find that transphobic, then I guess I'm a transphobe. All right, guys, that is it for this one. The tank is on empty. That is all she wrote. You guys take care of yourselves. Until next video, have a good one, guys.
So now Trump is telling the Republicans to end the filibuster so they can open the government. So what that means is that the Republicans could have opened the government the entire time it was shut down on their own, but they chose not to. That also means that if they do open it and they do get rid of the filibuster for it, it means that everybody is still going to be paying more for health insurance. People, mostly Republican voters, are going to be losing their health insurance and their hospitals. And it means that their prices of health insurance, if they do still get health insurance to begin with, is going to double and triple in cost in the next year, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years. So Republicans don't care about any of that. So basically all the lies that they said about Democrats being responsible, it was all bullshit now. And now it's been proven because he says, hey, there's a way to do it without involving Democrats. So all you guys who, said that shit to me and said that shit to everybody, blamed it on Democrats, your president just basically said that you're wrong and said that you're lying. And that's what he said. And on top of that, if they do this, then that means that everybody's prices are still going to increase. Democrats didn't get what they want because when you are in that position, you need to negotiate with Democrats because you don't have the votes. That's how being an adult and being a skilled politician works when you're in power, because that was what Joe Biden did. So in the end, what's going to happen is all the bad things are still going to happen. Republicans are still going to get blamed for them. And they've basically conceded that they could have stopped this the entire time. And all of this is over tax cuts for rich people. So this is, you are paying more, no matter who you are, because they want to give tax cuts to rich people that they don't need. And that's just the simple reality. Plain and simple, no other information needed. Have a day. One last thing I'd like to point out. We went from having the most skilled politician on the planet as far as negotiating and thinking ahead and outplaying everybody to having the absolute least skilled and the worst person, the worst politician on the planet as far as outplaying people and being skilled in negotiating. So, congratulations.